Welcome back, everyone, to our Pokemon Heart and Soul Nuzlocke series. I hope everyone is having an amazing day whenever you're watching. So, in today's episode, our main objective is to reach Ecruteak City and obtain our fourth gym badge. Um, I can't believe we're already at the fourth gym badge. It feels like this series is flying by, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Um, so, in this episode, I made sure to speed it up just a little bit extra because I did do a lot of backtracking in this episode. Um, One of the first things I did was to enter the bug catching contest, and the first encounter in the bug catching contest that I obtained or that I encountered was a Butterfree. But since I already owned a Butterfree, the game doesn't register that as my first slash only available encounter. So I was able to re-roll for a second encounter, and I happened to find a Scyther. Now, Scyther evolves into Scizor, and Scizor is my favorite Generation 2 Pokemon. Um, and then once I won the bug hatching contest, I obtained a Moonstone, and um, I guess everything just aligned perfectly because once I re entered the national park without doing the bug catching contest, that I guess registers in the game as a different location. So when I encountered a Nidoran female in the text box, it still indicated that it was my first encounter for the area. So I was able to catch the Nidoran female, and because I got the Moonstone so early in the game because of the bug catching contest, I am able to get a Nidoqueen pretty soon. Um, Another thing that I did do in this episode was try and raise my Zubat's happiness as high as I could by talking to the groomer in the underground tunnel and just traveling with my Zubat because I really want to get a Crobat before I fight Morty. Um, his Gengar and Haunter are pretty fast, and I need something that hits super effective and that outspeeds both of them, and Crobat is the perfect Pokemon for that. Um, Also, in the regular Heart Gold and Soul Silver games, around the national park, there is a special area called the Pokeathlon, and I just want to bring it up because while it's not in this game, I do remember about 7 years ago when I last played Heart Gold. Um, I spent so much time in the Pokeathlon because I really enjoyed the mini games, and the prizes it had varied depending on which day you were playing. Each day you could get a different evolutionary stone or evolutionary item, and that was one of the reasons I spent so much time in the Pokeathlon. Besides enjoying the mini games, my favorite category to play in the Pokeathlon was the speed category, um, or I think it was a stamina, one of the two. But I really like those specific mini games the most. I played it so much that a lot of my Pokemon ended up having gold medals in various competitions, and I really like the way that they're showcased in the summary screen. It's like a nice little trophy for your Pokemon exclusive to Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Um, but with that out the way, I spend most of the first half of this episode traversing um, to Ecruteak and clearing out all the trainers that I can. Um, I really want to level up my team, so I'm at the level cap for Morty, and I encounter a Sudowoodo that is a stationary Pokemon. Now, I thought that stationary Pokemon didn't count towards your first encounter in Nuzlocke and that you could catch them, but I guess they don't because I do have this game in Nuzlocke mode, and once I reached Sudowoodo, it didn't give me the option to catch it. Otherwise, Sudowoodo would have had the number 1 in its text box when you encounter it. But while I'm exploring the national park and any surrounding areas, I do find the TM for Dig, and I teach it immediately to my Nidoqueen that I evolved pretty fast. Um, I was also able to teach Nidoqueen Rock Tomb, and I'm glad that I put the TMs as reusable slash infinite in this specific Nuzlocke because I need coverage moves on my team so I could survive as long as possible. And right now my team is pretty lacking in coverage. So Nidoqueen is a much welcome new team member. Um, I also am able to finally get to areas I couldn't to before. I use Cut to find a rare candy. I'm sure I'll backtrack more in future episodes to surf to new areas or use Strength to get to hidden items. But right now, this Stantler in specifically was giving me trouble because it was doing significant damage to my team and it wasn't easy to take out. And it's not the first Stantler that I encounter in this episode. Just a little foreshadowing. Um, but yeah, right now I'm just trying to level up as much as possible and clear any trainers in the surrounding areas. Um, my goal is to, before I fight Morty, evolve my Zubat into a Crobat, and I also want to fill out my team with other Pokemon because right now my team is pretty frail. Um, Not many of them can take pretty strong hits, which is very concerning. Um, they're all glass cannons, or they're just not at their full potential just because they're not fully evolved. Um, and speaking of, I did remember that in the Bugsy fight, my Geodude died to a Bullet Seed from Pineco, which was unexpected. And I did also remember that his Scyther, has or had Bullet Seed. So I make sure to take advantage of that and teach my own Scyther Bullet Seed. It would come in really handy for any Pokemon like water types or rock types that I encounter, just because Scyther is fast and hits hard. Um, Also, once I rescue the Kimono Girl from a Team Rocket Grunt, I obtained the HM03 Surf. Um, I think it's pretty interesting that you get Surf very early in the game when compared to Kanto, because in the Kanto games you don't get it until post badge 4 or 5. Um, and in these games you get it as soon as you basically get your third gym badge. So um, our team is going to start catching up in terms of power. And right now, I'm in the Burnt Tower, and I did get spooked by an explosion coughing. That was the first trainer I found in the Burnt Tower. Right now, I'm just doing my rival fight because I want to get a lot of EXP, but surprisingly, his Golbat was very troublesome for my team. It's able to outspeed a lot of my team members, and it was just being annoying with confusion, but we were able to take it out. And once we did, we fell to the basement floor of the Burnt Tower, and here you can find most fire types like Slugma, Houndour, and Magmar. I was really hoping to find a Houndour as my first encounter because I wanted a psychic immunity. Instead, we found Magmar. Now, Magmar is really cool. I rarely get to use Magmar on my teams, so it's a very much welcome addition to my roster. And I decided to add Magmar to my team because it just looks amazing and I rarely get to use it. I would have preferred to find it as a Magby just because it's a Johto Pokemon and it would fit the Johto Journey aesthetic, but Magmar is fine. I'm not sure if you can evolve Magmar in this ROM hack. If you can, I will definitely be doing that because I just prefer Magmortar over Magmar. But right after I clear the Burnt Tower, I make sure to start a grinding session because I want to be as prepared as I can for the Morty Gym Battle. Um, Also, when I started this series, in the settings, I put that whenever you defeat a Pokemon, if it's holding an item, it just drops it and you obtain it. That way you don't have to use Thief to get any held items. And while doing so, I was able to find a couple of metal coats from Magnemite. So I am anticipating a Scizor evolution pretty soon. But now with the training session out the way, we can enter the gym and clear it so we can get to Morty. And as expected, my Crobat is just putting in work against every gym trainer. And whatever it can't take out easily, Loxus the Flaffy just takes out pretty much without any trouble. Bite is just decimating everything. It's either one-shotting or two-shotting. Crobat outspeeds everything. So I'm feeling really good about this upcoming gym battle. I wouldn't say I'm getting overconfident, but I did let my guard down a little. I wouldn't say it was because I wasn't cautious. I think I was being too cautious to where it became a hindrance. During the Morty gym battle, I wanted to set up screens just to take less damage, but I got tunnel vision and got too focused on that it ended up causing a death. And this Pokemon that died, I did not want to die at all. I really wanted to see them fully evolved, and it would have probably happened in the next episode, but unfortunately, Loxus the Flaffy does die to nightmare damage. I don't think I've ever died to nightmare damage, so this is the first for me. But I just bring in Nidoqueen to finish out Stantler, but then it starts putting my team members to sleep, so I have to switch back out to Robin, and thankfully, Robin takes out Stantler. The Flaffy death is really unfortunate, but I'm just glad nobody else died. And now that we have our 4th gym badge, I'm gonna start rearranging my team to have more coverage. So there will be another grinding session in the next episode, but without anything else to share, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.